Hi there, this is John Hyman from Commercial Real Estate Online. Welcome to the program. This is the video show where I like to share tips, tools and ideas in commercial real estate brokerage around the world. And this particular matrix I use at different times in the videos to help you understand the opportunities of the market and the things that you can do to build your real estate business. So before I go further, the website for us, for your information, is commercial-real-estate-training.com, and there it is there. So visit that website. Of course, you can get many ideas relating to sales, leasing and property management there. So let's go further. This particular matrix, as I said, I have used many times before. And right now I'm going to go down into the next stage of the matrix. Of course, all of these particular categories here are for specific things. This is a sales agent, a leasing agent, a property manager, a shopping center manager, etc. So let's go into the sales agent skills. And these are all the skills I'm slowly working through because there's many here to think about. And in saying that today, I'm going to go into this one here, which is the time and task focus for a sales agent. So get your notebook ready and we'll go through the issues for you. So here we go into time and task focus. So I put some issues here which will help you get your day organized and help you understand the pressures of the day and how you can work through them, around them and with them. And by the way, pressures don't go away. In commercial real estate, you just have to keep yourself under control as best possible. And I should say that you cannot control the whole day because there's too many things going on. But make it a target to control 50% of your day quite well. And then, of course, the rest of the day can be devoted to those things that are more, let's say, time absorbing and not necessarily very important. So time and task focus. If you look at the average day for an agent or a broker, all of these things are going on. They all have different priorities based on what's going on, who you're seeing, what you're seeing, and of course your listings and your clients. So you've got to balance all of that. So I want to share a few ideas here with you about that. Let's have a look at it. So the 20-minute choke. I put that first on the list because it's quite relevant to understand. The 20-minute choke is based on the fact that it takes about 20 minutes to lock into a task. So if you've got a lot of things to do, and indeed you have, it's going to take you 20 minutes to get into a particular task and get it underway. So if you're in a particular location where you're going to be distracted, that 20-minute cycle keeps resetting itself, and that is an enormous waste of time. The best way to get anywhere in commercial real estate is to block off your time, stay away from people and the telephone as you work through the 20 minutes so that beyond the 20 minutes, if you're doing your telephone calls, whatever you're doing, you can get more results. So as I said, it takes 20 minutes to lock into a task, and there is the comment there. If you keep breaking the cycle, you keep resetting the cycle, and that's very frustrating for all agents. Let's go further. Now, the 80-20 rule, many people have heard of that. It is a business fact. It's called the Pareto Principle. What it actually means is that 80% of your business will come from 20% of your client list. So that says that what is the 20% in your client list that can give you 80% of your business? That's why you've got to concentrate into your client list every day to actually find the people that can give you compounding business, referrals, repeat business. They are the better clients. Who are they? You've got to find them. And I should say that in your 80-20 rule basis of working, your VIP list of clients will be in there. And how many VIP clients should you have? Well, between 25 and 40, that's about it. But you would recognize that those 25 to 40 people would be the high value clients that can give you lots of business over time. So let's go further into another topic here. And I'm going to call this the circadian cycle because it is a fact of psychology. It is known, it does exist, the circadian cycle. Ultimately, we are all part of the animal kingdom in the way in which we live. And it's a known fact that the circadian cycle exists for everyone, no matter what you do. But when you look at the circadian cycle in brokerage, it says that you'll have a good time in the morning where you can get things done. And that's usually about 2.5 to 3 hours. Also around the middle of the day, everybody slows down. They have to do other things. They have to just take up something else for a short time. And that's why it's lunchtime, of course, but ultimately you need a break. So when you think about it, you've got the morning hours, but then you've got the afternoon hours. And as part of the circadian cycle, and indeed, if you want to look it up on the internet or read about it, it's a well-known fact, there are times in the afternoon, again about 2 to 3 hours, where you can optimize your activities. So in commercial real estate, activity is everything. The things that you do every day, it just has to happen. So you've got to say, well, I've got 2 to 3 hours in the morning to optimize. They will have to be my A-class activities. What are they? And in the afternoon, you'll say, well, I've got 2 or 3 hours to optimize again. What time frame should that be? And the best way to handle that, by the way, is to lock in probably between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. And during that time, you can hit the telephone. That's the best way of getting things done, because later in the day, you'll find people that you couldn't get in the morning with your telephone prospecting. So it's morning and it's afternoon, late afternoon. That's a circadian cycle. Certainly do use it because it does work. If you try to do a solid day's work without any break or any activity or any logical system, you'll just waste your time. You become very frustrated, stressed, and things won't work. So give yourself a break and then work the morning hours, 2 or 3 hours, work the afternoon hours, 2 or 3 hours, and leave the admin stuff to the breaks in between. Let's go further. So what are the priority A things in your business? Well, I would say you've got business card drops. That's very useful. In fact, the 2 things on this particular list I'd say stand out for me would be the calls out. That's new calls out to new people, and a business card drop in a particular location. Just do it. Those 2 things there will generate an enormous amount of business over time. Now, after you've done that, after is the word, you can then get into client contact, and that's fine because you've got to talk to clients. Yeah, you do, unfortunately, you would say, because you've got a lot of them and you've got to contact them. So that's all right. But calls out and business card drop, that's number 1 on your list. Number 3 would be your client contact. Of course, you can review your database as you make your calls out, and deal progression will be important. The VIP lists here, of course, is on the list, and you can do more with your VIPs because they'll give you repeat business over time. So there's your A-class activities. And of all of those things, the business card drop, how many cards would I drop a day? Probably 25 to 40 in your precinct and location. Just drop them. Introduce yourself. You'd say something like this to the business proprietor. Hello, Mr. Business Proprietor. I'll just introduce myself. My name is Brian Smith. I'm from Acme Commercial Property. I've taken on this area here, and particularly I work with business owners to help them with premises requirements and that sort of thing. I just wanted to leave my business card, if I may, so that the time may come where you might want some property assistance or ideas. I'll leave the business card with you. I hope you have a good day. And of course, you can call me at any time. Thank you. So there you go. That's a simple script. That's all you do. You do that 25 times a day. And guess what? Out of 25 card drops, you'll probably get 2 or 3 reasonable commercial real estate discussions, which can lead to all sorts of things. So there you go. Let's go further now into priority B stuff. So this stuff is, of course, still important, and I get that. So I put here the 300 database on a 90-day contact cycle. So this says that if you contact 5 people a day over a 90-day period, you get to 300 people in your database, and it does work. But what you've got to do is repeat the cycle. Now, as part of priority B, by the way, advertising campaigns, you've got to keep that moving, of course. Servicing listings, yep, you've got to do that. Someone has to. That's local area marketing, by the way, getting out into the local area and talking to people about the listings. Now, targeted business owners, I would do that every day because you can do that off the yellow pages online. Just ring business owners and ask them about their property needs. That's in addition to the business card drop I mentioned earlier. Targeted owners, that goes on all the time. Of course, investors usually. And then you've got some zone inspections getting in your precinct. So A and B priorities. I spoke to you about A, and there are the B priorities. Those two things will drive your business enormously. It takes a discipline, by the way, and it takes some new habits. It takes consistency every day. So I'll go to priority C, and guess what's in there? Administration. It doesn't go away. Move that to the end of the day, well out of the day, well out of your prime prospecting time and all the rest of it. In this market, there's plenty of things going on, and I'd like you to consider what you can do in the A and B categories to build your business successfully and directly over time. So I'll go now briefly to the tools to use. There are quite some different ones here. I'll probably cover all of them off in a longer video, but I'll just briefly talk about them now. So the next video, I'll go into all of these things in great detail, but these are the tools you should use. Now, Canva.com. I put that at the top of the list because it's a very useful resource to actually use in an ongoing way. And let's have a look at it. Canva.com. You can put photographs in here and shape them and use them. It's so easy. It's quite cheap. It's not expensive. And it's a very good tool for agents to use with their photographs. Of course, someone else might change and shape your photographs for you, but Canva will do that for you very well, very cheaply. The next thing to think about is a cloud-based diary. You should have one of those, of course. And then cloud-based photographs. Cloud-based photographs are good because you can get to them anywhere, anytime. A database. I'll talk about databases later as to the ones that are out there and the ones that you can use if you're still getting started in all of that. Use a day book, because a day book, a written notebook, is an essential complement to your computer and your mobile phone, that sort of thing. I would also use a digital recorder. They are great to use. I carry one with me everywhere. On my digital recorder, I can record up to 50 hours of things. So when you're inspecting a property or you've got a conversation underway, just leave it on the table or perhaps make your notes as you're walking around a property. So good, so easy, so effective, not expensive. And then if you like, depending on what model you get, you can download the audio to your computer. Wonderful. So what else have we got here? I've got this particular idea here. It's digitally signed documents. Now, there is a website which caters for that around the world in many locations. It depends on your legal requirements for signing of documents, of course, but DocuSign is used in many countries around the world. Very powerful, very simple, very effective. Sure, it's a cost, but by gosh, it saves a lot of time for you. So let's go to another one here, which is Evernote. Evernote is something you can put on your phone, on your computer, and take notes as you do anything. Upload audio, type notes in, all of those sorts of things. Photos as well. Evernote's so powerful. The last one I'll cover off on this particular video is this one, which is LastPass. LastPass allows you to secure your passwords because in business you'll probably have lots of passwords, and hopefully you've escalated from the normal password 1 or password 123 because that'll get you into serious trouble. Today we've got the advantages of putting our passwords into software programs that give us high-level passwords every time and different passwords, and this will allow you to do that and protect them for you. So I won't go further into this particular topic because there's many more things to cover here, as you can see. But that's the idea of some of the tools to use in your commercial real estate business. So in closing, I'll just go back to the start here. And of course, I'm working through the essential sales agent skills and systems. And of course, you can visit our website at commercial-realestate-training.com and pick up on all the resources there to help you grow your business over time. So this is John Hyman. I look forward to speaking to you again online, sharing ideas in sales, leasing, and property management around the world. Catch you soon. Have a good day, have a good week, and build your real estate business.